Hey, I'm not coming to say why you acting like this story. Like, make it make sense. But I'm not like this talking about like the why now. I'll start talking. And you say you have network issues. Say no. And I don't know. They are trying to push an agenda and propagate that one. So, um, I'm gonna just forget that.
Confirm if you can hear me. Hello? Hello? Okay, it's working now.
And the streaming that.
Yeah,
Oh, it's low.
that's because
And for which app?
I did hear myself with the other side. Please,
So who they comment?
we
Eh?
can transfer again. People will watch.
Hey, all good man.
All right, so if you can hear me, cool. Let's just wait for others. I think we should just give it like
Pivots to airdrop.
should just give it like 3 minutes. Then we are going to get started. All right, so
Come on, you have your life. You live stream for YouTube.
yeah, give me a moment.
How long? Is that how long it going to last?
Uh, okay, all right, let's shoot. I'll let you read this, man. Okay, today we are going to be learning
Airdrop.
front end majorly. Okay, so this one is for front end, and then the next class will be for back end. I can't do the both of them in one meeting because it's going to be too crazy. So You can skip if you're not a front end dev. Alright, shoot. Okay, so now with that being said, I'm going to do before I go and share my code or do anything. Okay, I'm going to drop out some things that you need to be are going to be talking about today, which is one, like I said, front end. So we're learning about front end. So it's going to be HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. But today we're talking about HTML only today. Okay. So now I'm not going to bore you with the whole explanations and stuff. I'll just get straight into it. But just know that HTML is hypertext markup language. That's the meaning of HTML. HTML and CSS is a markup language. It is not a programming language. It's a markup. The main programming language here is JavaScript. Understand this and know peace. Yeah, and then now for for HTML, for HTML, what we are going to be doing is that HTML is the body. HTML is the body, basically the body of the web. Okay. Then CSS, like I said, I'm just going to just explain the major side. CSS is the, let's say, is the, like say, the design or the colorful part. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The beauty. I think this word is good. Beauty of the web. Yeah. Then JavaScript is the life of the web. Like reduce that voice. I might give it a sensitive. JavaScript is the life of the web. Okay, that is just the whole point. You can browse about it. So let me make it more easier. Okay, now HTML. If it comes to the human body, if it comes to the human body, if it comes to the human body, HTML is skeleton, and then CSS is the, let's say, the human body. CSS is the skin, clothes, the jewelries, all those things you do to beautify yourself. That's CSS. Now, web, when I say web, JavaScript. JavaScript is now come. That's JavaScript is the life. For instance, the air you breathe in. Did I just call that to breathe? Yeah, you breathe in, and wait, the screen is blank. Oh my god, I'm coming. I don't know why it's. Oh, can you see it now? Apologies. I don't know. Can you see it now? Okay, okay. Shoot. All right. So, oh, you can't still see. Ah, shoot. Is it better? No. Okay. Shoot. Let me just continue. So, like I said, skeleton, the the skin, the clothes you wear, and the air you breathe in, the ability to move your arms, Okay, move your body when you want. to feel pain. Yeah, let me add that part. Okay, so that is what JavaScript is. Yeah. JavaScript is the major programming language. So I'm going to also explain it again. Now, when it comes to the human body, you have the skeleton, you have the skin, you have the clothes you wear, and all of that stuff. So now, when you see a skeleton, there is nothing there's nothing fine about the skeleton in the sense that it's just bones and stuff. Okay. Now, when it comes to but if the skeleton is moving on the road, let's say for instance now, the skeleton is moving on the it's probably front end. Please don't distract me. So if the skeleton is moving on the road, you get, I don't think it's normal. It's not even normal. Not that I don't even think it's normal. You get. But whenever the skeleton has a skin, like there's a skin coated around the skeleton, and then the skeleton and the human now, since there's a skin coated around it, the eyes, nose, and eyes. Now there will be some clothes. Shadow walk naked, but there are you clothes. You get all those clothes, skin, and everything that you see that makes the human body fine. You get that is the CSS. Now, the ability to have life in you, the fact that I'm talking, the fact that I can wave my hands, the fact that I can type, yet that is JavaScript. I can trigger it anytime I want, or there are certain events that will make it work. But the major structure still remains HTML because without the skeleton, the other ones can't survive. But without JavaScript, the other ones can't. So indirectly, they need each other. So that is just it. I think I'll be able to explain that. So do we understand? Any I don't think there's okay. Is there any questions? And yes, the class is for front end. This front end class only. I should have signified. But apologies for that. This is front end only. And the next class will be for back end. Okay. So I can proceed then. Now, whenever it comes to, like I said, what you are going to be treating today is the HTML. Okay. So I don't usually have any prepared notes or anything that well. So I try to make it dynamic as much as possible, depending on some things you guys can relate to. Some things you guys can relate to.
No, I like it. A bit awful. Move.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you see them. Other lights.
Hmm. Okay, if you can hear me, cool. I was thinking it's my stuff just go.
What up, Java?
All right, shoot. Okay, so let's continue then. With that being said, let's just go into the coding part. Well, I hope you understood what I've said so far. Okay. Let me. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Well, let me just give me a moment. Let me just arrange it for you to see. Um, I'm coming. Okay, so can you hear me? Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. I just went to another screen. I'm coming. I went to another screen. All right. Okay, so all right, all right. I'm sharing my entire like interface right now. Oh my god, that is the bad effect of it. Okay, now I can't see what you guys are saying, but I think I have an idea on how to manage that. Give me a moment. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think this works. Yeah, now I can see what you're saying, and I can also continue. So can you see my screen? The browser, the everything. Hello. Okay, cool. Now, like I said, you're going to start with HTML today, and if you understood what I said on the last, if you understood what I said here, okay. If you understood what I said here, I said that HTML, the body, jury, and then the ability to fill in JavaScript. So now let's stop doing the talking and then we do more of the practicals now. Okay. So first thing first, I'm going to I said there's no already made code on my stuff. It's just going to be plain like starting from scratch. All right. So let's say for instance I want to start up this HTML code or I want to start writing codes now. What am I going to do? So the first thing I'm going to do first is just to create a folder where I can access it. It's easier to access it here on my desktop. Okay. So now what I'll do is I'm going to name this for maybe my first project. Yeah, I think that's the word to use. My first project. Um, shall be mindful of spaces. I'll tell you the reason why, but it's better you don't give space. You do like this, or you use if you can't use underscore, if that's going to be much of a hassle, you can use I'm coming. You can use my dash. You can use dash. My first project. Yeah, than giving space. Okay, I'll tell you why later. All right, so now I'm going to open it with VS Code. I wish I can use Windows to show, but this is how it's going to be when I want to open it with VS Code using a Mac. I just drag it and drop and it works. All right, I can't see that will work for Windows, but nevertheless, if for Windows now you can okay for Windows you don't have this um you don't have a VS Code yet. So I think I'll make a separate video. Not I think I'll actually make a separate video on how to go about VS Code. Yeah, I'm coming. I'm coming. It just got disconnected again. I don't know why that keeps happening. So you can't see my screen clearly. I okay, so check your quality, your video quality. Okay, then increase the pixels. So with that, you can actually see my screen clearly. I'm actually streaming on the highest quality as possible. Yeah, that I can stream on. So probably I need to get something to make it better, but with the default and normal listen, that's what I'm streaming on. So can you see my screen? Oh my god. Can I proceed? All right. Thank you. So now, yes, yes, yes. The class is recorded already. Okay. So now, the first thing first. Okay, like I said, I want you guys a video that is how to go about with VS Code. I'll do that this weekend, Max. Okay. So, but now the first thing is that I have to create a file. So after you have VS Code, okay, the name of this app is VS Code, by the way. All right. So I have to create a file. All right. So now you can see, if you notice on your VS Code, you might not have it now, but just watch. Okay, you can try it later. The class is recorded already. Okay, so if you notice on your VS Code, you have new file, you have a new folder, refresh and collapse. It works like that on all operating systems. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is to create a new file. After doing that, create a new file. So creating a new file is going to, the name of the file will be index.html. Since it's HTML, you're going to be using. Okay. Now, whenever you add something, like it can be job.html. Yeah, the fact that you add .html at the end of the file, that makes it an HTML file. But if you do it like this, job, it's not actually a HTML file. It's just a file that you name job or job. How do you call it? Job and job. It's not the same sentence. It's not the same spelling. Right. But now, because if you actually do this, I'm coming. So now be job.html. All right. Now this is the HTML file. So are we following? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So okay, let's get to it. We don't need this file. All right, we only need index.html for now. Okay. So now, the first thing first, I am going to do a shortcut. Close your eyes. Okay. So we can do this without the shortcut too. But now we are trying to make things easy. Okay, so close your eyes. All right, now you can open your eyes now. Okay, so I'm going to explain the whole template thing to you. One of them is doc type. Now, this is the declaration of the HTML. This is just to tell the browser that, okay, this is HTML file and this HTML code. Just declaration to show that it's HTML. It's HTML file. Now, secondly, this is a language. Yeah, to say that's English. All right. Then they have the head. They have the head, and then the head contains all everything that has to do with the meta elements. Okay, they have that is something I can't see. So if you know things about the SEOs, okay, if you know SEOs, and if you know what's it called, anytime you search for an application, okay, for it to actually show you, like that. I mean, for anytime you search for an application, okay, like for instance, you search for cats. Oh, let's do something. Let's do it here. For instance, you search for cats. Okay. Now, the fact that it's showing you other cars related to it. God. I'm coming. Uh, I swear, yeah. But no,
No, just don't your PC.
no, no. With my second screen. No. Okay, sorry. We are back. Okay, so the fact that it's showing you other cars related to stuff like other cars website or things that have cars in them is as a result of SEO. The cars everyone is buying. All these things are SEOs. Okay, so they interact with they interact majorly with the meta. This is where you do it. Interact majorly with the browser. So that's what happens on the head. Okay, you're going to see how it interacts with the browsers. Now this part interacts with the body is where you see the part you see. Okay, so when it comes to your website now, if you go to your website, this body, what you are seeing, all these things you are seeing, they are all written inside the body. Okay, so I hope that's clear now. So is that clear enough? So I want to know if you guys are following me actually, so I can know how to move on to the next. Hello. Guys, I think there's a little bit of stream delay somewhere. Okay, okay. All right, let's shoot. Now, the next thing is to talk about elements. Uh, my my system is giving that fun thing. Okay. Um, Mr. George, what's your question before we proceed to the next phase? Damn. My system is going over the moon, bro. So, what's your question? Please speak up fast so we can move on. Um, okay, all right. I'm going to explain that again. Like I said, the body interacts with the browsers. The head interacts with the browsers, and the body is the part you see. Okay, browsers. When I mean browsers, like God, I'm coming. I can still see my second screen, but okay. So now the head interacts with the browsers, then the body interacts with what you see. So indirectly, this is what you don't see, but this is what you see. Everything inside here is what you see. For now, whenever I've done this, whenever I've launched the code, they're going to see how it is. They're going to see how it is. Okay. Mr. Judge, all right, take it easy at a time. I don't think you followed us from the beginning. Okay. So why don't you go back and just reverse back a bit, or you can still follow us live, then you can rewatch it again later on. I've actually explained HTML, I've explained CSS, I've explained JavaScript before. So I think that's the issue. You didn't follow us from the beginning. All right, so let's continue. Okay. So, but you can follow us right now in the live, then later on you can rewatch it. I think it's quite understandable then. All right. So now let's continue. So first of all, we are going to talk about elements. So I'll this is called the comments, by the way. All right. So elements. I use it to take notes. So now I'm not using Notions again. I'm using my VS Code. All right.
Let's
So
go ahead.
elements now. So there are types of elements. Okay. So there are a lot of elements basically. Okay. HTML elements. Yeah, HTML elements. HTML elements. Okay. So now they have P elements, which is paragraph elements. They have div elements. It's called a div, but it's actually a container. I think that's the best word to use. Okay. They have header elements. That is H1 to H6. Okay. Which is header elements. And they have body elements. Body. Yeah, this is the body element. Okay. Like there are more elements right in front of us. So let's not even think about it. There's HTML element. This is HTML element. Okay. There's something about elements you're going to be noticing. All right. So I don't know if someone can guess it. You get what they have title element, but if you can guess it, I'll ask it now. Title elements. Okay. And they have other element, they have form elements. There are actually more. So I'm just going to list out some of them so that actually more, but which other element? Okay, you have actually image elements. That's img image elements. Okay, so yeah, yeah, they have header too. They have nav. They have header. They have nav elements. Yeah, there's so much. So I think I'll stop here. Nav elements. Now that is called navigation elements, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to stop here. There are more and so on and so forth. etc. There's so much. Okay. So we are not going to actually carry all of them in our head for now. As you code along the line, you know what they are for and how to use them. Yeah, what you are going to understand now, like that the basics. Okay. I'm sorry, just give me a moment. Okay, let me just get something cool. Give me a moment. Let me get something cool. Let me get something cool. I'm coming. The reason why it's doing this way is because I'm actually overheating due to what I'm doing. Give me a minute. Okay, so now we're back. Yeah, confirm if you can hear me. Okay, we are back. Confirm if you can hear me. Okay, shoot. Now, since since we talked about the elements, okay, let's go on and on about the how to use this element. Okay, we are going to do about the basics, the basic on how to use this element. So let's say um HTML element, for instance. Okay, I'm going to talk about the basic one. This HTML element. Yes, I said I'm going to ask a question. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so what do you notice about this element? So who can tell me, like, there's a pattern that all of them has. There's something very common in every element. If I'm going to say the answer, what's very common in every element? Like, what do you notice? The elements, everything that you see here are all elements. Everything. This is an element, this is the body element, this is the head element, this is the title element, this is the mental element, this is ductile. Okay, it's an element. But yeah. So who can answer that? What do you notice, or what is common in an element? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. All right. You're not going to wait more time. I'll just say it. All right. An element notes for beginners, note an element must, yeah, this word must have an opening and closing tag. Now, if you notice, if you see the body element, it's like this. Okay. Now, see now. Look, this is the body. This is the opening. This is the closing. Let me do it for you. Um, Let me just help to make it. Oh, closing tag. Yeah, element is still body. Body. Element is still tag. Yeah, they are groups exactly. Yeah, element is tag. So closing tag, opening tag, still same thing as element. Anyways. Just misplace the words. Yeah. Now this is opening tag. Okay. So this is opening tag for body, and this and that's closing tag for body. So now, with that being said, this is the word for HTML. Ah, damn, bro. Running the emulators at the moment. Yes, I am. That's right. I'm coming. Um, Okay. Hmm. Yeah. So this now, when you code, yeah, nothing is. Don't write anything here. Okay. I'm going to show you the shortcut I used, but don't write anything here when you code. The only thing I'm going to write is all these things. For now, this is what you understand. This is the only thing that will be inside the head element. Let me make this thing small. There's nothing else. But what you are doing, everything you are, if you notice, everything I'm typing is inside the body element. Okay, so now we are back. Okay, so that being said, like this now, opening tag, then like this, closing tag. Okay, so now too much talk. Let's get to it. Let's test the element, shall we? Let's try our first hello world. This is P element. If you notice, opening tag, closing tag. It's just I'm singing this in a song. Some people will fail this thing. Whenever you have an element, don't say you will close it later. Close it now. There's nothing like later. You can always put something inside or just, but always close it. Because whenever it comes to debugging and errors, you will not know where your problems are coming from. Okay. So now, with that being said, hello world. This is like the common word in coding. All right. So let's go live. Now to go live, there's a manual way, and I would like you to use that manual way so that I can appreciate. I've taught you a lot of shortcuts only for today, so I like you to use that manual way so that I can appreciate the better way. Okay. So the manual way is, let me do it. I'll open this and I'm going to open this in the browser. So it's going to open in my browser. Let me just press it here. All right. So first of all, I open the file. If it's Windows now, yeah, it's still the same thing in Mac anyways. So once I open the file, it just opens it here. Okay. So that's how I do the manual. I will have to go to the file that I created. All right. So now I'm taking it slowly as possible. Okay. So we're going to explain like about five. No, that'll be too much for you to handle. But I'm going to explain. Okay, I think we have explained basically two elements now. But the major elements I'm going to explain to you, I think that will be the P element. I'll explain the div element. I'll explain the H1 elements to you. Yes, these three elements. That's what I'm going to explain in this class. Now, P elements. Like I said, it's paragraph element. It's used to declare a sentence. Okay. Like if you notice all this, let me use this one. If you notice all these things that they are putting here, let me copy and paste. Okay. You're not supposed to do it. On normal terms, maybe if you post it here to work, it will definitely work. This is HTML, obviously. It allows beginners or it allows you to do some things that you want to do. And if you just then you refresh. Yeah, remember to refresh. You have to refresh. Then you see it worked. It worked. But this way is bad. This method is bad. So the best method is to put it inside the P element. That's a paragraph element. Then you paste it inside. Now you notice it's inside the P element now. There's no difference, but this method is actually better. It's going to save you a lot very soon. Whenever HTML is allowing you to do anything you want to do, whenever you move into complex technologies now, you know that it's better you just learn the basic very well and do the right thing. It might not show now, but it's going to show soon. All right, now that's P element. Yeah, P element is used for. I can write it that hello. Yeah, like I said, it's used to write text on the sentence for paragraph. The paragraph element. Hello world, my name is Moses, and I'm a I'm a teacher. Or yeah, at Jodna Technologies. All right, if I do this, then I save it. I save. There's this save here. You can save here. You can also do control S is still save. Command S is still save. So when I save, I go to the page and I refresh it. You can see. Ah, okay. I think the heating has reduced. Sorry. Okay, you can see that it's saying hello world. Hello world. My name is Moses. I can change it. I can come down here and create another one. P element. Okay. I come down here and create another one. P element, and I'll say we are currently. Remember, everything has to be inside the P element. We are currently learning HTML. All right. So now I've saved it. I've saved it. Control S. I wish you can see my hands, but I've saved it. Then refresh. You can see now we're currently learning HTML. You can also remove this. You can remove it. You can backspace and then you save it. Once you save it, you go here, you refresh. Right? There's a whole lot. You can update it, you can anything you want to do. But the whole point is that let everything be inside the P element and the side you want to touch. Okay? So I hope we are on the same page. This is little by little, you'll be seeing the magic. Yeah, it's wow, it's interesting actually. Yeah, it's that interesting. Wait till you get to the CSS. Wait till you get to the CSS part. Wait till the CSS part. It's really interesting. All right. So now the next element I'm going to talk about is the header element. Okay. There's a reason why I said H1 to H6. All right. Let me just zoom in a bit so that I think I discovered that some of you can't see my screen now. Well, let me close this then. Let me close this. Okay. So are you with me? Hello.
Within this guy is set now.
Okay. All right. So let's shoot. The next thing.
When I won't start
Okay.
doing
So the next thing now is the next thing we are going to do is the that's a paragraph. The header element. So I'll just try to put this here. Header elements. Okay. Now header elements. Header element comes in different H1 to H6 basically. H1 to H6. Okay. Mind you, element are not in capital letter. Yeah, they can. It's possible to do it here to work, but don't do it. Avoid capital letters. Small. Everything you can write is what is inside the element doesn't matter whether it's capital. It doesn't matter. You can write anything you want. You can write it in small letter, but the element itself is small letter, please. Now I'm going to do H1 to H6, and then try to keep up and tell me H header 1, header 2, header 3. Uh, header 4, 5. Header 6. Yeah, that's tricky. It's just trying to 6 maximum, but let me try it. Let's try header 7. Let's do one more. One more one bad. It's not that bad. Header 7. No, header 8, yeah. So let's save. So save. Just give a little bit spacing so that you understand better. Okay. So save then refresh. So now tell me what you notice about header 1, header 2, header 3, header 4, header 5, 7, and 8. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then, so what do you notice? Oh, my second screen is going again. Exactly. Becoming smaller, it's reducing in front weight. You understand that one soon. But it's becoming smaller. I think that's the major thing. Okay. So now in a web page, header 1 is supposed to be 1 in a page. What I mean header 1 is 1. Header 1 is it's possible to do header 1 to be 2. Yet it's possible to make it this way. But it's not ideal yet. So it's better is 1. And it's only 1. You can duplicate header 2, no problem. You can duplicate header 3, no problem. Alright. So now, with that being said, they are used for header, like paragraph headings, some headings like this is a header. This is a header. This is a header. This should be header 5, header 6. You can use styling to change it any way you want, anyways. Production header. This looks like a header too. So that's what header. That's what they're used for. You get. So I hope now there's nothing like the reason why header 7 and 8 is like this is because there's nothing like that, and the element, the JavaScript HTML is going to treat it as, oh my god, HTML is going to treat it as a span. Yeah, basically a span, I think. So that's why they are all in line. If not, it's going to be like a block element size. So that doesn't exist. It's only header 1 to 6 that exists. Okay? Take note of that. There's nothing like header 7. There's nothing like H7. There's nothing like H8. There's nothing like H9 and above. Alright. So now the next element, I've talked about header element, I've talked about P elements. Now let's talk about div element. That is div element, I say div, yeah, but that is the container element. Which is div. Okay, as the word sounds, container. So see div element as a chameleon. It can change to anything. It can be header element, it can be a P element, it can be a body element, it can also be, it doesn't have any special attribute anyways, but it can be a container. But its major work is containing, like it contains things. Let's say I want to group all these things. Okay. Now I want to group in that's H6, so I'll just do H5 here. First group. Okay. This of the container. Okay, so let's see how it is. Let's refresh. First group, very nice. Okay, now you see what it's doing. Now, second group, I'm avoiding myself using shortcuts here. It's very hard to think like a beginner actually. There are some certain shortcuts I want to do, but it's going to be, don't want to spoil you early. Second group of the container, yeah? Okay, thank you. Second group of the container. Let's save. Second group. All right. So this is the second group of the container, and then that's the first group of the container. So what do you notice? Like now, the container. What is the difference between this container and other ones? He has the ability to contain two elements. Now this guy, other elements cannot do this. It's not ideal. It can. It's possible. I'm not using normal English. I'm here. Okay, it's possible. It's going to work definitely, but it's not ideal. Now, if you want to do that, if you want to do this now, instead of doing that, let me come to the container side now and do it. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to put H6 here. H6 here. Which is header 6. I want to just replicate that. Then P, hello, I'm here. Then this is just the same thing with this, but a better approach. Let me even leave the two of them. Let me refresh. So this is the same thing as this, but this is better approach. So this one is bad. Don't do that. Do this. Okay. So now I know this is a whole lot. It's a whole lot. But one step at a time. All right. So I don't know if you I think we've come to the that's why I said div is a container. I'm going to just recap. Header elements, H1 to H6, this paragraph element. Yeah, did I not make it here. No, I don't make it known here. I'm coming. Paragraph element. Which is P element. Okay. So now I'm going to show you how to download VS Code, and I'll drop a video for that. But we've come to the end. If you have any questions, you can ask. Question and answer. Have any questions? You can ask. Oh, shoot. Any questions? Okay, so yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. So let me just give you a bonus. A bonus stuff. Um Find out what okay, I think that let me not do it. I'll not even do it. Find out what this title element does. Like what's the function of the title element when you're able to code. And then either you comment it here or yeah on the on the community, you can tell me what it does, like under the live stream comment section or under the replies on the announcement channel. Okay, so that's an assignment. You just find out what this title element does, and then that's where we're going to start our next class from. Okay, so I think we've explained all these elements here. From here up, the next one is title. Title down, header, nav, but we have other elements too. Or I think these ones are the major ones. There's also form, but I think I've written from there. All right. So with that being said, uh, okay, lesson note. Unfortunately, we don't really. It's not the system is not all about taking notes. It's about understanding. Okay, I think the video is your notes. So if you want to fall back, you have to fall back to the live stream. Um, so that you can understand well. There is no that extra notes taking. Right. For further studies and stuff, I'm going to drop a link for you where you can learn. I think there's free code camp, there's WT schools, but I prefer free code camp. All right. I think this weekend I'm going to guide you all on how to go about free code camp. Yeah, please remind me in case I forget. So, but with that being said, we've come to the end of the lesson. Okay. And thank you all for joining today. I'm going to see you in our next class. Our next class will be on that's on a Saturday. Okay, on a Friday. Then on Saturday, and okay, you said you have typing my code is too fast. Sorry, I can't help it, but okay. All right, so well, with time you understand how to type fast too. It's just over time. I'm coming. Let me check. So our next class will be on Friday. On Friday is tomorrow. Oh shoot. Then on Saturday, that means you are doing live streams back to back. I think, yeah. I said weekends. Okay. On Friday is tomorrow. So on Friday is for back end. That is to replace the Monday classes the Monday class I missed. Okay. On Friday is tomorrow. On Friday will be for back end. Then that is tomorrow. Then on Saturday and on Sunday will be code reviews and talk, all right, on how to set up some stuff, etc. etc. I like to do it live with you guys, so that I can actually understand. Okay, so with that being said, thank you all for joining. We've come to the end of this class. Don't forget to follow, like, comment, and share with your friends. If that makes sense. Okay. Adios. Have a wonderful evening. Ba-ba-da-ba-da.